Okay, so fifth class today we'll be doing the small proof of the remaining sufficient criteria of sufficient portion of Cauchy criteria. So Cauchy criteria says for existence of limit at a particular point, D be a non-empty subset of R and is a domain for the real valued function f. C is a limit point of D. Then limit extends to C of the function fx exists if and only if this is the criteria. For all epsilon positive, there exists delta such that for any 2 points in the deleted delta neighborhood intersection T, deleted delta neighborhood of C intersection D, the distance between the functional values is less than epsilon. So let's see the proof. Let the given condition hold. Then choose epsilon positive arbitrary, fine. Let xn be a sequence converging to C. Xn be a sequence from D minus C converging to C. As I have told you yesterday that we will be proving this Cauchy criteria using this sequential criteria for existence of a limit. So let xn be an arbitrary sequence converging to C. So our idea is, understand this thing very carefully. Our idea is we will be choosing a sequence. Now from there, we will find the limit of that function as the limit of the functional sequence. So we have chosen xn the sequence here. We will consider the functional sequence f of xn, and we will show that fxn converges to a limit L. Fine. Now what remains to show after that is, if you choose any other sequence yn, then the functional sequence f of yn also converges to the same limit L. Okay, do you understand this? So the the sequential criteria of limit says that for every sequence, if I can go back here, this is the sequential criteria. So for every sequence converging to C, the functional sequence converges to the same real number L. Okay, so that is what we are going to do here. We do not even know whether the functional sequence converges or not. We will take any sequence xn, a particular sequence xn, and we'll show that sequence, the functional sequence, actually converges. Now that limit of the functional sequence may depend on the choice of this sequence xn, right? So we need to remove that dependency of the functional sequence on the original sequence chosen there. You understand? So we will show that. Let me take you through this one real quickly. So this is the entire thing. So we will be choosing xn from D minus C converging to C. We will show that if xn converges to a number L. Okay, we will show that the functional sequence converges to a number L, but this number L is supposed to be depending on the choice of this sequence xn, right? This L must depend, not must, L has a chance of depending on the choice of this sequence xn, because if this is a functional sequence I'm talking about, so definitely at different points the functional values are different. So xn is a sequence, so that actually affects the functional sequence f of xn. Now functional sequence will converge to L. So if you choose another sequence yn over here, the f of yn will be convergent, fine. But what is the guarantee that f of yn will still be converging to the same limit L? That is what we need to show. That choose any other sequence yn, and then we will show that limit of fxn is equal to limit of fyn. This is our goal, that to show choose any two sequences xn and yn converging to C from the required domain D set minus the point C, and show that limit of the functional value sequences, they are same. Okay, so this is our goal. Do not look at the rest of the thing, just look at this is our goal, that we want to show the functional sequences converge the same limit for even the chosen sequences are different. We will proceed then. So we have chosen a sequence converging to C. Fine. Now our first job is to show that f of xn, that functional value sequence, is actually convergent. Then we can talk about the limit of this function. If we have to show the limit of fx as x tends to C exists, then we need to find the limit, and we need to find the real number this limit, this function is approaching to as x is tending to C. That is what we require every time when we prove the Cauchy criteria. So that is what we are doing. We are trying to find the limit of the functional value sequence f of xn. So for that, we need to show that the functional value sequence f of xn is actually a convergent sequence. How do we do that? This way. So let xn be a sequence from our prescribed domain d set minus c, and that is converging to the point C. Then for the given delta in the condition prescribes one delta. We have chosen an arbitrary epsilon, and for that chosen epsilon, the condition prescribes a delta already. For the chosen epsilon, there exists delta. So we find then for the given delta in the condition, we find a natural number k such that xn is delta close to C after a certain threshold mark. This is by the definition of convergence of sequences. Xn is a sequence converging to C. So mod of xn minus C is less than, can be made less than delta, can be made any arbitrary positive number. So that positive number I am choosing as delta. So therefore I can find a threshold integer k such that for every n greater than or equal to k, the distance of xn and C is smaller than delta. That is, for all mn greater than or equal to k, both the terms from the sequence, mth term and the nth term, xm and xn, both of them come from the deleted delta neighborhood of C intersection D. Alright, now how does this one, mod of xn minus C less than delta, translates to be this one? Because mod of xn minus C less than delta, this means xn is in delta neighborhood of C. Xn is in delta neighborhood of C. What is delta neighborhood of C? Delta neighborhood of C is the collection of all those real numbers which are within less than delta distance from C. So C minus delta to C plus delta, that is your deleted delta neighborhood. So that is your delta neighborhood of C, not deleted. So if mod of xn minus C is less than delta, so that means xn belongs to the delta neighborhood of C. Okay, so this part means xn belongs to delta neighborhood of C. Now look at where xn is coming from. Xn is coming from D. Fine. Xn is never C as well. Xn is coming from D set minus C. So xn is coming from D and xn is never C. So this one, xn is in delta neighborhood of C. Also xn is never C. So what is deleted delta neighborhood of C? It is delta neighborhood of C minus the point C at the middle. So xn minus C less than delta, and with this condition xn is coming from D but it is never C. That means xn's are from deleted delta neighborhood of C intersection D. Okay, and this happens whenever we are taking terms after the threshold mark k. So for all mn greater than or equal to k, the mth term xm and the nth term xn belongs to the deleted delta neighborhood of C intersection D. Therefore, by the hypothesis, for all mn greater than or equal to k, mod of f of xm minus f of xn is less than epsilon, because what does the hypothesis say? For any 2 points in the deleted delta neighborhood of C intersection D, the functional values will stay epsilon close to each other. So xm and xn are 2 points from the deleted delta neighborhood of C intersection D. So by the hypothesis, their functional values must be epsilon close to each other. But this one implies that this sequence f of xn is a Cauchy sequence of real numbers, because what we are getting for all m and n greater than or equal to k, the mutual distance between the terms, image term and nth term of the functional value sequence fxn, they are less than epsilon distance apart from one another. So this means the functional value sequence fxn is a Cauchy sequence of real numbers. So functional value sequence is Cauchy sequence of real numbers, hence convergent. Now this one converges to a certain limit, okay, called limit of fxn is equals to L. Say, so we have proved that the functional value sequence is a convergent sequence for this particular choice of the sequence xn. Very good. Now comes the second part, that we will show that for any sequence yn, f of yn converges to the same limit L. Okay, so here we have actually found out the limit of suspected candidate for the limit of the function. Now we will see that whether this actually is the limit or not. So this is our suspected candidate. Now we will remove the suspicion in this paragraph. So we will show that for any sequence yn coming from the same domain dsx minus c, the functional value sequence f of yn converges to the same limit L. Then by our above discussion, if yn is convergent, right? If yn will still be convergent by the same discussion, and we converge to say other limit L dashed. Okay, we are assuming that it converges to some other limit. Consider another sequence, a third sequence Zn, where Zn's are Z2n minus 1, that is xn. The odd terms are xn, the even terms are yn. So Z1 is x1, Z2 is y1, Z3 is x2, Z4 is y2, Z5 is x3, Z6 is y3, and so on. So x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, x4, y4. This is your sequence Zn. Now this Zn is definitely coming from d minus c, no doubt about that, because both xn and yn, they are coming from d minus c, so definitely Zn comes from d minus c as well. So also both the sequences z2n minus 1 and z2n converge to c. Xn converges to c, yn converges to c. That means z2n minus 1 converges to c, the subsequence z2n minus 1 converges to c, and z2n also converges to c. So therefore, since these two exhaustive subsequences converge to the same limit, so does the original sequence Zn, right? This was one of the theorems in sequences, that if any set of exhaustive subsequences converge to the same limit, then the original sequence also converges to the same limit. So therefore, f of Zn is convergent. F of Zn is convergent because what we have proved so far, just like in the first paragraph, that whenever you have got a convergent sequence in d set minus c converging to c, then the functional sequence will converge. So Zn is a sequence in from d set minus c and converging to c. So therefore, f of Zn, the functional sequence f of Zn is convergent. So in the f of Zn, these two are the subsequences of this functional sequence f of Zn. Functional sequence f of Z2n minus 1 and limit of f of Z2n, these two are functional subsequences. Okay, subsequences of the functional sequence. So since the functional sequence itself is convergent, the limit of these subsequences will also be the same. So what is this one? F of Z2n minus 1, that is xn, that is limit of f of xn, and Z2n is yn, so limit of f of yn. So f of Z2n minus 1 is f of xn, and f of Z2n is f of yn. Hence, limit of fxn is equals to limit of fyn, that is L is equals to L dashed. So that is what our main objective was. So we proved for any arbitrary sequence xn, in any sequence xn, the limit is L, and for any other sequence also, the functional sequence converges to the same limit L. So therefore, by sequential criteria, therefore for any sequence xn in d set minus c converging to c, the sequence f of xn converges to the same limit L. Therefore, by sequential criteria of limit, the limit of fx as extends to c is equal to L. That's it.